strats against their opponents. I was so impressed the second time they played against Sentinels, the second time they played against Liquid. And for Loud, there's a lot of data here from how they play in Brazil, not necessarily from Reykjavik.
Absolutely. Let's get started here. The pistol round on ASCENT. A bit of disrespect being shown to that one-way AvovA just set up there with the smoke. They have already taken control of it, and it looks like a very fast hit indeed, the smoke. Dash straight in. aspas wants to try and break up the placement of it. A bit of spam going through the door as well. The turret setup and the nano swarm. It should be able to allow everyone on Loud to get into the site.
I love that from Les. You're pushing away anybody that could be trying to peek through. Yeah, there's no KO there, but you know, there's not going to be any flash peeks. But if anyone starts to get cheeky, no, push them away. And this is going to be a full 5v5 retake.
G2 just making sure that by that time, look for opportunities with the slow going through main. This might be it, but already the crossfire. The swing comes through. 2 picks forward, but G2 straight from heaven. Mixwell, 71 health, has the Sheriff in hand. The swing coming from Generator. Now it's the 2v2. Hoody is low. Dart available for Sacy. Does he want to do it? Walled off to the side. Pancada. Now it's the 1v1, and he has to be careful. He knows Mixwell's not off it. The dash pushing him. Mixwell trying to take it, but unable to win it out. Pancada, what a play.
That's so well played by Loud there. They've been struggling with pistols, actually, over the course of this team's history. You wouldn't really see it in the stats because they've just been dominating in Brazil. But their pistol round win rate has not been that great, and they went 1 for 6 against Liquid. Or 1 out of 6, I should say. So getting that one on the board early, making sure that you have an advantage here to start things off against G2, and finding the 1v1 clutch for Pancada, all really crucial elements.
It looks like another rapid round from Loud here against the Eco G2. Now all the utility just to try and take the space rapidly.
This is, of course, a little dangerous depending on who's nearby. AvovA slinks into the smoke. Didn't have a shorty. Yeah,
and tagged up into the back. That's going to be Hoody dealt with reasonably enough. Still, nukkye just trying to find the right timing. Only the one going down for him. aspas starting to feel confident, Josh. I mean, the desk was certainly highlighting it. G2's counter-stratting, trying to shut this guy down. He's a rookie player. He's known as the final boss in his region.
Because of how good he is.
Absolutely.
He was a ranked demon before joining Loud, a player that was notorious. And everyone was itching to see what he was able to accomplish. You heard the desk talk about how fearless he is, how involved in all of these opening duels he was when they play against Liquid. He's going to be the tip of the spear, increasing the tempo. Loud are a fast team. Not always, but they can throw those fast looks at you. And it's, I think, the crucial elements for G2 here. On Mixwell, taking the duels early against him, and Hoody slowing the pace down with that Sage. I think they're going to have their hands full dealing with this one, though.
Yeah, Mixwell, I mean, obviously, no stranger to Jett, but doesn't play it as much these days. The current compositions that G2 flex onto, it's only really this map, and forced to just teleport back. Loud again with the rapid engagement straight away. The paranoia to try and disrupt it, but already the dash through into the cloud burst, and the swing comes there. Sacy with 2.
I love the way that they're using their utilities. Saadhak's fragment grenade isolates out anybody that could be pushing a tree. They dash in, and the swing, it's doubled up with aspas. Sacy coming out through the smoke.
So aggressive.
This is an aggressive, well-executed, coordinated bonus round. The Loud haven't even lost anyone.
Yeah, everybody's intact. A little bit bruised, perhaps, but G2 forced. You can see them on the other side of the minimap. They know we have to save this weaponry. 3v5, these guns, we can't afford to lose them.
And it's a smart call, but it's one they wish they never had to make. Loud taking an early 3-0 here, and G2's economy is going to be hurting a little bit. Mixwell's not been involved in these kills, not anywhere near a Blade Storm, so he needs the Vandal heading into the next, and Loud can hunt. I don't think the time's really going to be there for him to contest all of these players in back B. Yeah, but this is the aggression you're going to be dealing with when you play against Loud.
You've got to be ready for it. You've got to be able to keep up with the tempo. When I think of both of these teams as well, G2 and Loud, it's, I think, 2 teams that do very well with not necessarily dealing with the pressure, but I think making the on-the-fly decision-making, comboing the utility in ways that they wouldn't expect. Both these teams, they tend to adapt pretty well on the fly. We'll see if it comes in handy against Loud for G2 when they are playing against this team.
Look at what a wonky buy this is for G2, though. They've still got those 3 rifles that they got. Hoody with an angle into mid, not going to see anybody because this fight's happening in A main.
Yep.
And Loud are just dominating it. They've been able to go anywhere on the map they want. In theory, AvovA is holding this area with a one-way, but it's just getting disrespected. G2 have no control on this area of the map. Loud just barrel in and barrel them over.
Hunter's Fury up top, that was the tag. Maybe not anticipating it, looking for that pick-off. That's Sacy unleashing the ultimate. I believe did a bit of damage there, but now it's up to Meddo to try and anchor and lock it down for the back of the dice. He does get the one, but aspas immediately trades. With all this space that they've gained up onto the side, Hoody swings out, but he is so low. He is rewarded with the one pick-off there.
Standing ahead.
And it falls down into a 2v2. The recon dart pushing Hoody away. Still 15 seconds until Hoody has a heal online, so that's not going to be a factor. As Sacy takes a chunk of damage there through the floor.
Just a bit of spam there. Hoody hunting for it. They need to sync something up here with this retake. Nukkye's only got the stinger, I should say.
No charges left.
That's almost impossible to get anything done, but 15 seconds have been bought. Heal comes back online. Hoody's going to be healthy. But what can they really do here? Nukkye has to be a bit of a sacrificial lamb. No, he sticks.
He's just sticking it. Shot dart off to the side. That's enough. Claims the target, but still Hoody could do some damage right now. Not quite. With Sacy just locking down. The crosshair placement was immaculate. And Loud with 4 rounds in this first opening map. What a dominant performance from them.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a fantastic beginning to this map for Loud, for Brazil. Getting into good positions, being able to find all of the early duels, and then winning every 1v1 to close it out too. These are the areas where Loud has been extraordinarily successful this year. They were our top team rated in terms of getting first kills and converting 5v4s. Of course, part of that is because they absolutely rolled all of their competition in Brazil. When we talk about dominant teams, Loud is at the top of the list in their respective region.
Absolutely. Similar levels of regional dominance, like DRX.
I would argue even
more so. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
At least DRX had a bit of competition. But anyway, rifles on the board here for G2. And this is very different look. No early A main pressure, and AvovA's calming this to the rest of them. They've given mid, though, and it's safe, bunkered positions for G2 as they try and figure out where Loud are going.
And because it's such a tempo change, isn't it? From the beginning of how they've been playing these rounds with such aggression. Slowed it down a tad. aspas has to use the dash off to the side. Blade Storm, obviously, still available in his back pocket if he chooses to use it, but Nukkye just holds down that one line-of-sight angle. Gets a crossfire into him.
But here comes the pivot. I mean, saadhak is thinking about going towards... No, there is no way that Les just got them both there in mid.
What? Okay. Gets away with it, 30 health, and now Meddo, he's going to be feeling it. Has to try and swing into this one, does get the one. Into the drone, unable to break it, has to back away, and it's given saadhak a lot of space to work with. He's lurked through that market area.
The timing is good, and it's all on Meddo. 3v3, his teammates
20 seconds.
A long way away.
Time running low in this round. G2 are fast in terms of this retake onto B main. Sacy needs to hold it. Does get the one. The dart though combos up. Pancada falls. 9 seconds remaining. Loud have got to get a move on here. Spike has to start to go down just in time. And I know where Nukkye's position was. He fired the dart from earlier.
And that off angle is brutal to deal with.
Yeah.
Sacy being able to pick up 2, untradeable in B main, falls back to lane, finds another off angle, delivers another kill. He's 9-1 right now. And Sacy seems unkillable at times. Take a look at this from Les.
Spray control.
It's just absurd.
It is nasty.
This team, in my opinion, Bren, is the most skilled pound for pound in the tournament.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best, but there's a reason that this is classed as a Brazilian super team.
We were highlighting it, aspas versus Mixwell, in terms of having to shut down aspas, this guy. So much hype. Expectations on his shoulders as well from a lot of the fans. And so far, Mixwell's been having a hard time of things because, I mean, round 6 in, you look at the ultimates, he's still 2 away from the Blade Storm.
Yeah, he's just had no opportunity, really, to explore aggressively in any area. Loud once more have slowed the pace down here. G2's got a great stack going, and there's all possibility that Loud fall into it. The spike is over here. They've been trending towards A, generally speaking.
And they tend to just go off of hits, honestly, off the drone. Haven't really seen too much in the way of cancelling it.
Sometimes, though, with these, even with these stack plays on the eco, it can be the abilities that are the most dangerous part.
Yeah.
And saadhak has the null command. See what they choose to invest on this hit.
Drone.
What does the drone see?
One player close. The flash to try and disrupt this one. Beautiful dart off into the backside of it. That's Mixwell taken care of, though. saadhak. Okay, comboing over the rest of his team. And aspas is kind of left alone there. Hoody, the backer generator, and they've realized, oh my word, we were walking straight into the stack. They have to regain the spike. They do. 24 seconds left, though. And now they commit the lockdown. You know, a player is going to be just hiding, carrying at the back, and that's going to be the wall bang. The positioning was predictable. Nukkye, one quick little shot, but immediately you see that trade is there once more. A scrappy round, got a bit scary, loud, but they made a quick decision to pop that the Killjoy lockdown, honestly, to just immediately go in.
Yeah, it's a bit of an unusual decision, but it works perfectly for them. 6-0. G2 are getting destroyed right now. This counter-strike, if you want to call it that, with the Sage, they've had no ability to slow these hits. And, I mean, in a round like that, it's not... there's not a lot of action happening in the first 40 seconds.
There's not. Yeah.
Loud, extremely patient, but when they commit, they commit. What does G2 have to throw in here? Looks like there's a wall boost.
This is cheeky.
For Mixwell. They haven't really been peeking top mid very often, though. In fact, not at all that I can remember.
All the way down the bottom. That... Oh, did he see the head?
I'm sure. I believe so.
Okay, a bit of a tag. That's actually going to be committed. An ultimate in play, but saadhak uses his own ultimate, I believe, to cancel out that Hunter's Fury. Nukkye popped it off looking for a pick, but he just completely gets rid of it.
Brutal. And now Nukkye's just alone with a Vandal in A main. He is positioned pretty well here. saadhak still with the fragment grenade, though, to make sure that Hoody can't have too much impact in his position. And saadhak's got the read on this. There's 4 players over towards A, and he's smelt it. He's sniffed it out. They're headed with the spike back over to B. Meddo, once again, has the potential to be the hero of the hour. And Hoody, with a little jump spot, realizes they're back in mid. Yeah, G2 are going to start the rotate, but is it too little, too late?
Albus cross around Hoody. Great slow to try and disrupt it. Paranoia across the site, the Hunter's Fury as well. That's a connection. Sidestep the dodge. Ultimate's being popped, and there is some backup here. AvovA going to be joining his teammate now, and players are on the site. Can they try and deal with this one, though? All up on lane. Utility is there to try and find it, but it's AvovA with the rifle. Quick shots. 2 are really all he needs, and a head's taken off of them. Beautiful stuff from G2. That was looking like it could have been an absolute disaster, but honestly, just the quick thinking with the utility, the slow orb, the TP into the back of the side to try and support the players that were locked down there. G2 get around on the board.
Yeah, it's absolutely still Loud setting the tempo, setting the pace, but this time G2 respond perfectly for a prime game in Flawless here. And the key is that Hoody is able to jump spot and see them in mid, and AvovA still has his ultimate to be able to reposition. So they end up running into 3 players on B instead of it only being Meddo. Very crucial difference. Mixwell, operator in hand, gets pushed away from the angle by all of that early utility. Now aspas hunting him on the side.
I mean, this looks so different. Just a fast play into B. Straight through main. aspas already gaining all this control. It's a dart trying to combo it, but look at the flash. A bit mistimed, still hiding behind the boxes. Meddo just wants to try and lock it down, but he will eventually fall. 3v3 for them, though. Mixwell updraft, hit with the knives in hand. He just can't quite get it. The connection onto the target, not there.
Still winnable for G2, though. In fact, the shock darts coming out from Nukkye. They catch on to less. Just playing that default position, almost on top of the spike.
Paranoia in hand for AvovA. And the players, yeah, you can see it, just holding. That's going to be the cue to go now. Paranoia catches onto Mixwell. Bit of hesitation there, one shot going through. aspas has to play this well. Can't quite flick up in time, and G2, they just about get there with a player advantage.
Oh, the utility wasn't effective from AvovA, but the rifling was. Excellent play there on the timing on the retake. And G2, they bring this to 2-6. Still a massive uphill battle to get back to even in this half. And one would argue that their composition is defender-sided as well. So it's not looking great, but they're at least managing to deal with the explosiveness of how Loud are playing currently.
Yeah.
And shut down these final couple of moments. When aspas Sacy are still left alive.
You never know.
You never know.
They've been so consistent over the course of their career.
So if you get them down to a 1v1 at the end, they're winning 73% of the time. Compared to G2, they're just 50-50. So, again, you could argue maybe Brazil a bit weaker of a region than EMEA, but I think Loud would disagree with that if they're able to continue this kind of pace.
And the Sage wall again in market just to try and lift up and find a sightline at the bottom of mid.
But it's never found any success.
Never found anyone.
At any point. And yet when Mixwell tries to play towards the extremities, they push him away with utility.
They're going to be popping out of this one. Very rapid once more. Flash around the side, but there's that slow up to try and once again disrupt it. And look at this.
What a
placement of the trip.
Great counter strat from Meddo. Perfectly timed at the exact space where Aspas would dash into it.
Oh, Mixwell the updraft just to get a bit of information. Still Loud do not want to cancel this hit. saadhak is in. Another trip going to be catching, connecting. Information gathered. Meddo though. He's got to win now. Now how does Les get that? He's so low. Hoody though swings through. And still, now we're down to a 2v2. Sacy, 1 health to his name. A bit of spam will finish him off. Just round the corner, the crosshair placement, he ducks. Paranoia is excellent. Nukkye pushing with the rest of his team. Finds the one. No way, the classic pulled down, but Nukkye swings it. Wins it in the end.
What an absurd way to finish that round. I thought for a moment there that Sacy had it. Just unreal. And these are the kind of rounds that G2 are pulling away. It feels like they're on the back foot constantly, even as they make a bit of a comeback here. They are being able to establish some presence in this map. The retakes are still pretty good. This retake timing, the way that they're holding angles for each other, it's solid. And AvovA's Paranoia catches this time onto saadhak, isolates Sacy. 1 HP.
I can't believe he survived that long.
Yeah. And he is 13-4. A lot of that, though, done earlier on in the half. Like I said, G2, even though their big picture game plan of getting value out of the Sage util and Mixwell opping, even though that isn't really working, they're still being able to trade out well enough with these defensive anchors. Meddo getting creative with a trip.
Mixwell just backing away for a better moment to dodge that. The knife coming through, but as he tries to take the reposition, Loud already in. Aspas has already taken that mid control.
So much faster than Mixwell thought he would be.
And now look at it. The tempo just being set again. Drone comes through, flash as well to see if he can get anything done. The nade to push them away from that smoke just in case they make any sort of cheeky plays.
And Loud are out.
They've just pivoted into mid.
As soon as the drone is coming through, Nukkye just paralyzed, getting information for the rest of his team.
Meddo pops everything, but he's off onto the side. This angle, it's an instant trade. Aspas, he gets it. But no one on the other side of things. That Rez is able to get off, so Hoody's brought Mixwell back into the fray with 55 seconds in the round. The spike is going to be able to go down, but Loud's post-plant positioning here, it's not bad.
Spike planted.
Les just got his ultimate off the back of that. The lockdown now available for Loud in the post-plant. I don't see a way they lose this. I mean, if Les is able to just pop this one off, how is that countered?
G2 have to go fast from it. Paranoia off to the side. Mixwell tries to peek off of it, but the Cloudburst in play and already taken out. That's just Jett head-to-head. There's just no way, right? There's no way they have enough time to try and do this one. Aspas, dash, Hoody, 66 health. Does have the rifle, but not enough, and it's been 4 kills. Is Aspas really going to close out this round with an ace? Wouldn't be surprised. Hunting down AvovA, and that is more than clean. The precision that this rookie player showcases.
There's a reason they call him the final boss in Brazil. I mean, he is so good. And the problem is, if you're not able to shut him down, I mean, look at this opening. He's so fast into mid and on such an unexpected angle when Mixwell goes for the re-peek. And the problem is, Bren, the problem is, if you're not able to shut him down early, he's going to keep pushing further, and he's going to start getting away with more.
Tricky team to try and get that read on. So many teams hyping them up as well as the tournament has progressed, even though we haven't seen them that much. They've been making their mark across the scene.
Well, here we go. This is a bit of a, more spread default kind of play from Loud. Recon Dark going into mid, making sure that that area is clear. But there doesn't seem to really be a response from G2.
Yeah, no real desire from G2 to try and fight, I think, over that mid control. I mean, typically the way they've been doing it is setting up Mixwell with an op on that angle, but...
And this is the biggest decision that's been done here, is that AvovA's pushed forwards with a judge into A main. And he has the spike, or rather, sorry, pancada has the spike on the other side of this. So to me, it looks like that push down mid and the breaking of the wall is all a fake. They're going to try an A-split here. What does AvovA do in this situation? He's lit up.
Tags him, and you see it all being used. The Paranoia that just cuts across from them still. Mixwell is able to supplement it. The hold coming through, but now he needs to get a bit more value. He's the one with the rifle. AvovA can't exactly swing into this one, and while all this is going on, Sacy perfectly baits and pulls them in. He wins it out. The kills just all going his way. And Meddo the last one standing, a 1v3. The door's getting closed on him. He tries to spam it through to just see if he can collect at least one kill to make it more palpable in the round, but it's just not going to happen, man. And Loud, oh boy. 3 and 8 is the current scoreline.
Sacy plays that situation to perfection. I mean, even to the extent that he kills Mixwell first, despite AvovA peeking around the corner with the judge before Mixwell did. I mean, he took out the player with the rifle before the player with the judge. Yeah. I don't know whether that's insane prescience in the moment to have that decision-making or just happened to, you know, fall into his crosshair. Either way, there was no chance, even as well as G2 played that with the little team play between AvovA and Mixwell. Loud still in control, and they are putting up a premium attack half here. Reminder, they beat Liquid 13-10 on this map, and on the third map in this pool too, Icebox. But I thought G2 would come out with a bit more pizzazz.
Yeah, and obviously final round of the half, so G2 just spending whatever money they can. That's why the weaponry just looks odd at the end of the day. You know, Meddo with the stinger in hand, AvovA in wine. They're going to think to clear this one. Well, the nade's already there. Paranoia has to get sent out, but aspas is just watching it. Bladestorm in hand, and it's easy peasy.
They're so aware. Every player, every trap, every little trick that G2 bring out of the book, it's getting read. Now aspas inside.
aspas, the flash. Okay, Mixwell. Still no one's clearing him. Hello, communication, but eventually he will fall. And Meddo, he's going to be able to find a bit of an upgrade in the form of his weapon, but what can a Guardian do against them? Now Loud just flood into the sides. Players online still could pop off, but no. The counter spam's there, and this half, 9 rounds online for Loud. It is up to G2 to see if they can wrangle back control of the map.
And I think the desk highlight from Mixwell is absolutely on point. He is one of the more passive, safe Jett chamber players I think that we have in the tournament, and he's been successful with that playstyle for sure, but he just had no way of being able to contest aspas. And look again, it's Loud who is setting the tempo with a push. aspas taking tiles away from G2.
Yep.
This is something that G2 never did on their defense.
The drone and the push, but G2 do have a bit of an instant response. They're actually pulling away from Omen.
Flash.
The flash around the corner, Meddo was so unaware of that.
What a play. I mean, it's just absurd to go all the way deep there, but they read the reaction, the protocol from Meddo perfectly and punish it.
So fast by Mixwell. Dashes all the way in, Listo. Oh, he seems more than aware that that could be a possibility. I love the Sage wall, though, that's being employed. Just going to be blocking off Heaven. Yeah, it's a bit of time to get the plant back down.
But Loud are going to be able to break this, and it won't impede them too badly. They're concerned, of course, that somebody could be holding up on Heaven itself. So they break all of the different pieces of the wall, and now they're going to be able to get through wall and door at the same time. Set up double peaks to make sure there's no one there.
Cuts hit across. The retake. The Paranoia hits so many players. Mixwell, he's got to lock this one forward. Still hoody at the back. Beaming him. Another 3v2. Drops down. Tagged up. The players are just trying to hunt out where they might actually be. Hoody. See if he can get those shots off, but it doesn't look likely. Now AvovA only just reveals himself. Still the defuse being stuck. The faith in his teammate comes off of it. Still has to reload. 35 health. He's not. Oh, what is that?
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh my goodness.
And Sacy doesn't have the time.
Red Bull clutch.
That is one of the most ridiculous rounds I've ever seen.
What even happened?
Sacy is holding it, holding the stick, the time running down. They believe that AvovA is in main. Pancada loses that 1v1, and suddenly Sacy, in a wild position, forced to whip out his knife. And even though he's got half, has no chance there. That's...
Oh my God.
That's mind-bending.
Look, he's so pleased.
Bren, that's also the only 1v1 that Sacy has lost all year. That's the only 1v1 clutch that he's lost all year, and he killed someone with a knife.
Yeah, I mean, he lost to the spike. He lost to the spike. It wasn't even a player, Josh. He lost to the spike.
Standing ahead.
Okay, let me calm down a little bit after that one, because that is exactly what G2 need to be able to start getting any sort of momentum back into this game. If they can mentally reset themselves, maybe I can too.
Okay.
And there isn't really an aggressive component coming out from this defensive round from Loud. Probably don't want to show too many things in their playbook on a round where they have such an economical disadvantage.
Yeah.
But they're not going for a stack either. G2 looking to move towards A.
The respect that's being shown from their wall at the back, that's going to be giving an extra element of elevation now as the hits that has to come through. Mixwell dropped into the dash, but right round the corner, less spray down. The first bullet misses though. Now just a better weaponry. G2 have got a firm hold on this site with the plant starting to get placed down.
Cover going out.
Throwing up a one-way here as well. And Loud with only a couple of players, going to find it extremely difficult. They'd love to do a bit of economical damage. I mean, hoody has a Phantom all the way back here. Not any great chance of taking that away from him.
He is low. One shot with the Sheriff in the head will do enough, but wall eventually breaks.
And hoody was...
Flash. Time is running so low here, though. The Loud players, they've got to get a move on just if they want to take some guns away. For now, I think they realize...
I mean, at this point, you might as well die to the spike.
Just dying to the spike at this point.
All right, well, maybe not. Okay.
We'll give you a couple of old points. It's a treat, you know, for the prime game of Flawless.
But it's a really important Flawless to put on the board for G2. They managed to save the Phantom, 4 Spectres into this round, and this is a pretty typical example of what G2's A-site hits are going to look like. With the Sage walling up behind, allows you to have double peeks on players as they push into A main. It's going to allow you to see over the top of the smoke as well.
It's really powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's probably not going to be anything too unique or anything that Loud haven't seen before. And we're going to see aspas looking for a fight in mid.
Here.
The desk were talking about how relentless he is, how much he's going to hunt you early on in these rounds. And that smoke starts to push him away a little. But even if he gives up that area of the map, there's still an alarm bot for less. They'll give them some decent information.
Yeah. The dart clears that one. You see the drone is used as a response from Loud. And now G2 using theirs straight down mid. aspas actually takes it out before I believe it could clear any hard corners. But still the contact play up. Alarm bot gets broken. Now the Sage wall as well to split it up, but there's a gap in it.
It's a fake one.
Intentional. Mixwell just wants to try and take this space, and does aspas know? He's going to assume that it's just for the cross surely, but he seems aware.
How is he so aware? That
Is he
wall?
this? No way! He must have seen him.
I mean, that's just incredible. I've no idea. The wall does look ever so slightly different, but he once more Jett diffs Mixwell in an absurd play. I really like that idea from G2, but it didn't work.
aspas up top, crossfire, just laying down the ammunition.
One enemy remaining.
Shutting out any attempt of G2 just trying to push their way through tree.
Cover going out.
Crossfire's just far too good for him. Yeah, I mean...
My ultimate is ready.
Any damage here is really good damage for AvovA. If he manages to pick off aspas as well.
Now 10 bullets. aspas was low. Opportunity for the pick, but 3 kills in the round for him. aspas not going down. Carrying forwards those 4 rifles as well for Loud.
3, I believe, actually.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So,
my mistake.
Yeah, so they're still a really good setup for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all about that mid play. aspas is positioning again, though. See how much impact he has in the round. Goes and clears out mid, repositions on top of Generator, able to shut down that push, closes out the round at the end. He's active, he's everywhere. And G2 can't get work with either. There's nothing you can craft a game plan around particularly.
aspas has knives. He's looking at mid. This setup, I actually think they're gonna go for a tiles push.
The flash, normally with the player over in mid.
Comes straight through.
But there's a paranoia actually that goes through with it. Really nice recon dart paranoia kind of play. But saadhak gets caught.
It's been read by G2.
Yeah, they're playing
a triple a little bit further back. They knew that it was a possibility of it coming. Really nice read by G2.
They're playing an extremely safe setup, but that has also afforded them very little map control. Loud have mid, they have catwalk, they know exactly where G2 is.
They had to use dart to clear wine.
And they're just funneling them into A.
Oh, I mean, a smoke gets missed there from Mixwell. It's the ult coming through. aspas into the corner. That's the warbine. They must have seen him just crossing. Alarm bot.
Down A.
Quite connecting onto the one. Door comes down. Les is in trouble. Spam comes through. Still, I say he's in trouble. He's got the coverage there. Pancada, he's watching him. In the crossfire, the dart gets a ping onto Mixwell. Has to play with his back to Generator. AvovA wants to try and support him with the reposition here, but do they know that Sacy is in this corner?
Certainly doesn't.
Just waiting for the spike to be planted.
Spike planted.
To get it down. An opportunity there to isolate AvovA alone, but still holding. He doesn't know that Sacy has pushed round here.
Not a clue. Mixwell's going to take 2 over by door. If he's able to get
One
anything done,
There's the one.
and he
There's
dropped
the second.
immediately. I mean, G2 were just, they had no chance there. Double push into Mixwell. Sacy's got himself into a wild position. And frankly, Brent, even though they started that round 4v5, they, in some sense, still had an advantage.
I think you highlighted it excellently.
They just funneled G2 into A main and were all around them immediately.
Yeah.
Set up on door, set up on heaven. 5 players just surrounding the A site.
All that respect being shown.
Yeah.
Allows them the positioning to just set up for it.
What's really impressing me about Loud in this map is that not only do they have a good game plan, but they're able to immediately read what the counter protocols are going to be from G2 and punish them. When Meddo backs off, they flash and push him at tiles.
Yeah.
In that kind of situation, they know that there's going to be a reactive push into A, so they collapse.
It's a bit of an odd buy for G2. And a bit of a poor start to the round with AvovA falling. Just, you know, I don't know. What was it? Just disrespecting the one way that was set up? Mixwell did end up bringing the rifle into this round, a bit of a hero rifle play, seeing if they can do any damage with it, but not a fantastic start.
He has to be the game changer here. As the drone comes through, gets flash taken out. Information, in fact, denied.
No way.
There's a
Paranoia into the nade as well. They've all, the little set plays that Loud just are able to cook up.
That's what I'm telling you. They are 2 steps ahead of G2 at every point. They know what G2 are going to do, and they already have a game plan set up to punish it. It's masterful.
Layers on layers on layers for them.
Scanning ahead.
Saadhak's IGLing has been the best in South America for a long time. But with this team, with these players, it just looks like something else.
35
Here's
seconds.
the wall.
Yeah. Looks like they want to go for this straight up B hit.
30 seconds left.
Sacy still has that dart though, and that has tagged up a multitude of players. Mixwell just eating a shock dart, has to just back off to the side, but Les is watching it once more. Swings round, the players are there for Loud, shutting it down. A firm read on the round in the direction that G2 were trying to take it. Match point for them.
Map point, yeah.
Map point. Correct. Getting ahead of myself. Singing the praises of Loud so hard.
They have just been dominant in this map, though. I was expecting this to be pretty close because, like I said earlier, 13-10 was the score between Loud and Liquid on this map. And yes, Loud this year undefeated on ASCENT. They've looked fantastic at it too. But G2 are no slouches. They're at over 70% win rate on ASCENT. A little bit scrappy here and there. You could argue some of the roles and stuff, but they're not a bad team by any means.
And they switch up. They have to see them. Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure the operator does just stick out of that box. So the spam was there from G2 as the players covered it from tiles.
They're way faster. All the way down mid, instantly break the alarm bot and pivot. Hoody caught by that one though. By Les, who was peeking from B stairs.
Les backs off. Saadhak with a re-clear. That's just a flash. Little play into mid. Hunter's Fury's popped off as well for the spawn. Mixwell trying to catch the timing, and he does do just that. Now has unlocked the Blade Storm. It's a 3v3. Critical for G2 for them to win this one out, but already Les with the anchoring, the shots, the precision!
Down B.
This guy is unbelievable, and Meddo has been forced into such a hard situation. 1v3, playing around the box, Les on 35 health, but he's got support from the rest of Loud, swarming him from every perceivable angle. Meddo wins it, but the trade is instantaneous.
Defenders win.
And what a dominant map.
G2 were afforded absolutely